Yars! I've been over there with the Irish where they don't say the words properly. They say things like 36. And they can't say they say 30 mornings. And I said, they really highlight the T's. They can't say the things. There are 34 things to find. And we got 20 donuts. It was an experience, to say the least, was to be over in Ireland. It was only in the south, I guess. I guess that's maybe a description, but it was weird to see that. Did you bring back any potatoes? I did see a prestigious potato famine shrine. I did see that. Encased in stone. And then I was taken. I felt like there was a guilt trip put on me. So I went to Ireland, I visited some friends, some really, really good friends. Many of you know Dreed and his wonderful lady. Over there, and I was taken past a statue where I'm sure they were trying to guilt me with a bullet hole in the breast. This lady had a bullet hole in her breast, and he was like, that was the English. That was the English during the rebellion. They did that. And I was like, I didn't do that. Like, that wasn't me. that was you. That was you. That was something you did. You did that. You made that happen. You did it, yeah. So, I didn't try to shoot anybody. I didn't do it. It's like that's the bullet hole. If you go down there, there's another bullet hole going in there. It was an adventure. Everything in Ireland. It was my first ever trip to Ireland. I was in Dublin. Everything was like exactly like the UK. I could have been in Manchester, and then things took like a severe turn to the weird and strange, right? Like really quickly just diverted. An example. So we arrived, obviously I did drama, and then I had to shoot to the airport and got the plane. And I arrived at the hotel about 9:30 p.m. and we were really hungry. We hadn't had anything to eat, so we went to find somewhere to eat. And we spotted an Indian that was still open, an Indian restaurant. I was like, oh, that's cool. We'll go in there. Okay. So I asked the guy, players, like, hey, he's still serving? He's like, yeah, we're still open. It's all good. Okay. So, sat down, have a look at the menu. Do you want a drink? I was like, I'll have a Cobra. Kind of a normal drink you would get in an Indian. It's a beer, a lager. And he looked me dead in the eye. And he was super serious about this. He was super, super serious about this. And he just went, I'm not doing that anymore. Already, I'm like, okay, this is like content at this point. I'm like, so, what? I'm not doing beer anymore. Oh, okay. I guess. Odd, for sure. Still serving food, not doing drinks, is what I heard. But maybe there was some sort of thing in place past a certain amount of time that you couldn't get beer. He never expanded on it. He just went, I'm not doing that anymore. We've got white wine, red wine, or Diet Coke. That's it. So, I don't drink wine. I don't drink wine, so I was like, well, I guess we're having Diet Coke then. Okay, so we're on Diet Coke. So then we ordered. And wine with curry, I don't know. But to be fair, I looked over to the table that had recently been vacated next to us, and sure enough, there were wine bottles and Diet Coke cans. So I was like, all right, cool. It's what it is, I suppose. We ordered, and typical of an Indian restaurant, they bring you some poppadoms and some chutneys. One thing that has never happened to me in the UK, the US, and the myriad of other countries that I've eaten Indian food in, is, does anybody know what quavers are? As in the crisps potato snack? Quavers? Are people understanding what quavers are? Right. They brought the poppadoms on a bed of quavers. I'm not lying. Here's the picture. Ignore my goofy face here, because we were pretending to take a picture of me without offensively taking pictures of the fact that this came on a bed of quavers. There they are. Like, quaver crisps is what they came on. Like that. I've never seen that before in my life. And I can confirm these were crisps. We tried one. They were crisps. They were cheese and salt and vinegar. So instantly, I'm suspecting that I'm being trolled a little bit, because I've never seen this before in my life. So these were underneath, and then the poppadoms were on top. It was very, very strange. It was very strange. But then it got stranger, because the guy sat to my right, over in this direction here, then got 2 beers, and they were Cobras in bottles. And I was beginning to become a little agitated, because it was confusing the fuck out of me as to what the hell was going on. So a lady came over. So this is the guy that told us he wasn't doing beer anymore. This is the guy here. But then a lady came over, and I just, obviously like he would, I went, "Are you guys serving beer?" And she goes, yeah. We've got Corona, we've got Coors, we've got Cobra. So I go, "Okay, can I have, can we get 2 Cobras then?" And she goes, "Yeah, of course." So she walks off to get them. And then the guy came over with our food, right? And I said to him, "Why did you tell me that you weren't serving beer? And you've just served beers over there, and the lady's just gone to get us a couple of beers." And then he goes, "Okay, look. We had some beers, but I've run out of beer. So that guy bought all the remaining beers. So you can't have one." And I was like, "All right, okay. I kind of see what the fuck is going on, but okay, sure. I guess this is what we're doing now." And so later on, I needed to go and get another drink, but there was nobody around because it was pretty late, and they were like cleaning the place up, so nobody was coming to the table. So I went over to the till, right? I went over to here, where this guy was drinking a Fanta out of a can. Now, I don't like caffeine, as you guys well know. I try to avoid caffeine at all possible costs. Diet Coke has caffeine in it, but Fanta doesn't. So I was like, "Oh, you have Fanta? Can I have a Fanta?" And he went, "We don't serve Fanta," while he had a Fanta in his hand. And I was like, right. He went, "I've just been and bought this from the shop." So it was just, this was our first meal. We've been in Dublin for less than an hour, and this is where we were going with this. And I was like, "Oh, okay, this is a thing that's happening. Fair enough." Anyway, Emma, the girls will associate with this. Emma had forgotten to bring a bra. And apparently Emma needs a very particular type of bra. It is a thing. So our plan was, we weren't meeting people till 1 p.m. the next afternoon. So we were going to go shopping in the morning. So I woke up, I'm on a body clock, so even though I'm on vacation, whatever, I woke up at 6 a.m. Emma can sleep in, I can't. So I went to the gym, came back, Emma's awake. We went to the town to go shopping. And it turned out we were like, I don't know, 12-minute taxi ride away or a 25, 30-minute walk. So we wanted to get a taxi. Got an Uber, got to the town, everything was fine. Taxi driver was great. Got out, had a walk around, discovered that we were probably in an upper-class area, so McDonald's and Burger King had to change their fonts on the stores from the usual fonts. I predict because they weren't allowed, they had to fit within a certain signage, they couldn't have gaudy things, so they looked like there was posh. It was like, there was a Harrods-style department store, which has, like, Beefeater doormen outside, and then across was McDonald's, you know, a very posh one or whatever. So walking around, eventually we stumble across, and again, the ladies will appreciate this one, an actual professional bra fitting store where you get measured up and stuff. And they were free, which apparently, according to Emma, is really rare. They had a 20-minute gap, so they were able to deal with Emma's issues. Now, I'm a guy, and it was not a particularly good size store, but I will say this. The store was fantastic, and the women were amazing, so I'll give a shout-out to these. Peaches and Cream Bra Fitters, Dublin. It was called Peaches and Cream. Peaches and Cream Lingerie Shop. Yeah. Okay, that's just like lingerie. I was wanting a picture of the shop. There's nothing overly sexy on here, right? It's just lingerie. Hopefully we're fine. So big shout outs to Peaches and Cream. This place was amazing. This little shop here. But you can see it's not a huge shop, right? It's not a massive shop. But they're a bra fitting specialist. So perfect. In we go. And they're like, we could deal with Emma right now. No problem whatsoever. However, you're a problem. Because you're a guy, and there was 2 other ladies in there who were being assessed. And you can kind of just see in the back here is the fitting area where there was obviously booba on display. So she said, no problem, I've got you sorted. She went and got me a cushion, like a stool / cushion. She put it in this corner of the front window here. She said, I need you to sit there and face out of the store. So I sat on my little stool, and I was basically face to arse with this mannequin here. The same mannequin was there. And then people kept coming by and pointing at the lingerie, I assume, and not me, who was sat, like, staring at my phone. So I lasted about... I think I was brave. I lasted possibly 4 minutes before I just went, is there, like, a shop or something nearby? I'm leaving, so I just went for a walk until Emma called me. I just got the fuck out of there. I felt like a creeper. I wasn't a creeper, but I was literally staring at this mannequin's arse area. I was on my phone, but I was like, and people are now pointing at me and shit in the shop, so I'm out of here. But I will say they treated Emma amazingly. They got her sorted, all squared away. And then we were finished. It was getting to like 12 o'clock. We had to go and get changed because we're meeting people at 1. All right, time to go back. So we ordered a cab to get back because we didn't know where the fuck we were. We were in Dublin town centre somewhere. All right, the journey back was 8 minutes. Apparently we had travelled a little closer to the hotel. In that 8 minutes... I can only tell you it was possibly the most content-packed 8 minutes of my life that went all the way from abject racism to political discourse to murder. And this was extremely Irish. Like, it was I would say, 40 to 50-year-old Irish lady who just seemed to just go on a tirade. So it began by pointing out that your man over there is in charge now. And we're like, oh, Rishi Sunak. She's like, aye, you know he's Indian. Yeah. Our man here, he's Indian too. And you know they're in bed with the Israelis. And I was like, whoa, where are we going? I've just got in the car. I literally have just got in the car. And this is just extreme. It was all the way on a thing. And I was like, oh, fuck me. And she's going on about that. Then she drove us past the Dublin... she compared it to Westminster. Very posh building. She went, and you know what they should put on the back of that building? A big fucking sign that says, Dickheads United. A big sign that says Dickheads United, because everything they say, they're just dickheads, and you can't imagine the things that come out of their fucking mouth. They're dickheads, a lot of them. And you know what else they did? They took our roads in the Dublin town there, and they fucking split them in half, and they gave half of them to the cyclists. Have you seen a fucking cyclist riding around here? And I swear to God, every time a cyclist comes out of this fucking road and comes into our road, I'm going to hit the back of their fucking tire, and I'm going to kill them. I swear to God, every day I've got to run one of them over, the bastards. They're always coming into it, and I'm like, whoa, okay. Okay, this is where we are now. This is a hell of a thing. This is a hell of a thing. I was stuck here for 40 fucking minutes the other day, and you know what happened? A fucking cyclist come past me, and I swear to God, I was 2 seconds from running the bastard over. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. And this is all within 8 minutes. Within 8 minutes. But that's just like getting out of the city centre, right? So we end up on the road that's actually leading to our hotel, which was near some convention centres. So it's like a big road next to the river. And then she went, so where are you staying? And we were staying at a hotel called The Spencer. Quite a nice hotel. It had been booked by our friends. They'd chosen it for us, this lovely hotel. And she went, I bet the prices are expensive. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why the prices are expensive? It's because it's filled with fucking immigrants. Every single last one of them is filled with fucking immigrants. All of them. So they're just charging whatever they want now because they don't have to pay the fucking staff. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what is going on? And I didn't reply. I was like, just keep going. Just keep going. This is fucking the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. This is mad. This is just insane. Absolutely insane. Like, this was all within an 8-minute window. From start to finish, the whole way there, this lady just popped off in just the most insane rant that you would never give to a stranger in your entire life. We were literally at 30, 40 seconds from the hotel when she just decided to be like, I'm going to go on a rant now about this. So that was our taxi ride, which was great. But then I was taken to the Guinness factory, which was fantastic and absolutely really fun. We got to go to the Guinness factory in Dublin. Liam had booked us on a tour. We finally met up with our friends, and they expressed to me that this is not normal behavior for the residents of Dublin, and we apparently had encountered all the strangeness in the world. But yeah, then we got to go to the Guinness factory, which was really good. We had to... I will point out, though, there was a Guinness pouring competition. A Guinness pouring competition in groups of 8. Now, I don't want to say who won, but let's just say Ireland did not fare well. Now, I don't like Guinness, which I pointed out at the start, but I did used to manage a nightclub and run a pub. I have poured hundreds of thousands of pints of Guinness. Emma came number 2. It was a first and second place for Team UK over the Irish. Get fucked, Ireland, right? It was a first and I even drew the clover in the top of the pint. It was a first and second place for Team UK. Easy game. They gave us shots of Guinness. This is the scent room, right? They take you into a pure white room with 4 vats that are producing the scent of the different parts of Guinness. And then they do Guinness shots. And they take you into a separate room. They took it very seriously. Where they taught me the correct way to assess Guinness. Which is you have to stick your snout in. Do a big snifter. Hold down the shot. Then breathe out is how you do it. That's the fucking process to get the Guinness in. It still tastes like shit. I'm sorry, Ireland. I know every time the Irish come over to the UK... and they're banging on about the Guinness. They say, oh, your Guinness is bad. The Irish Guinness is better. It still tastes like arse. I mean, I tried. I didn't get much further than this. It's just really wheaty beer. Like, flat wheaty beer. It's the aftertaste. The aftertaste is awful. It's awful. It's so bad. And then they take you to the Guinness factory rooftop bar, so you can see all of Dublin. You look chuffed. I was sending that picture was actually a selfie I sent to an Irishman. But yeah, then they take you up here, and they actually serve almost lager, but in true Guinness fashion, it's got an awful aftertaste, and it's included with the ticket. So I felt kind of bad. Is that I got it? I was like, that is awful. That is just the worst drink ever. So, unfortunately, the entire Guinness trip resulted in less than a pint of alcohol. Because I couldn't drink anything they were selling. It was awful. It was really bad. But a fun trip nonetheless. And culminated with this. I did put this out on Twitter, but Liam found this restaurant. Look at this steak, dudes. Look at that fucking thing. How good is that? Yes. Yes. This is easily one of the best steaks I've ever eaten in my life. And Liam paid for it. You know how rare it is someone takes me for dinner? Like, super, super rare. I don't think I've been taken for dinner in the last... Since we're at Blizzard. Blizzard took us for dinner there. But, like, as a personal person taking us for dinner, years. And it was incredible. You know how baller this place was? Look at the steak knife. Usually your steak knife is, like, serrated. These guys were so confident in how soft their steaks were, there was no serration. It was just like a flat, sharp blade that easily went through their steak. That's a baller move. That is a baller flex to make that happen. That is a real Chad move, is to do that. It's like, nope, no serration. They brought us these special knives to come out with it. It was amazing. It was super good. And then the next morning we were coming home. That was my trip to Ireland. But what a weird and wonderful place. Oh no! That night, Emma wanted to see... I don't have a picture of this. Emma wanted to see our Temple Bar, which is apparently a big tourist place, which Liam and Lucy were not fans of because it's a super, super touristy place. So they weren't into it. But we had fun as tourists. Like, it was nice. You know, it's a whole street area. We didn't have a drink in it. It was too busy. It was far too busy. But it was nice, right? It was a good place. It's a whole street of stuff that's going on, and it was bouncing. It was really nice. But one thing Emma wanted to see was authentic live Irish music in a bar. And so Lucy, God bless her heart, said, I think I know a place that's near the hotel, but it was freezing, right? It was absolutely freezing. It was like below zero. So we clearly wanted to get off the streets as well. Took us into this bar, which did have a band on stage. It turned out it was an over 50s bar. The band was a wedding band that had a poster on the side that you could book them for weddings. And they specialized in covers of 70s and 80s music. We walked in while they were playing Take On Me by Aha. And the only table available, I'm not joking, this place was fucking busy, was directly in front of the stage, as in less than half a meter away from the stage. And center stage as well. So that was the only table we could sit at, which was obscenely close to the action, as a good 55-year-old man in his leather jacket and his blue jeans and white t-shirt started dancing in front of our table and really tried to get Liam up to dance. And I just found it amazing as Liam pulled out not one, but two phones and started working at the table in order to make this situation stop. And I thought it was a baller play. I really did think it was a baller play to pull out not one, but two phones side by side to get out of this situation. I have never seen two people more miserable in my life than Liam and Lucy at this bar. We stayed for like 10 songs, and I just went to Emma and just said, how long are you going to make us stay here? Because nobody wants to be here. And she just went, do you not think? I went, look at them. And they were like that. So Emma leaned over and went, shall we go to the hotel? And they were like, yes, let's do that. Let's get out of here. Get out of this over 50s bar and get the fuck out. I have no idea why Emma likes that kind of stuff. She does. I'm somewhat used to it. But yeah, in pushing on to other people is a step too far in my mind. Oh, that's why it's so rude to not let us see you like you experience their culture. At one point, this lady who must have been, I don't know, 4'4", with a white party hat on, like a pointy hat, and a little white dress, and she must have been 65, walked onto the stage to the side and started doing this dance like this. And I swear to God, she looked like a gnome. It looked like a gnome had snuck out of the speaker system and started dancing on the side of the stage. It was extremely cute. And the lady who was singing noticed this going on and just went, I love you, dear. And she was so happy. She must be a regular or something. She was like, she was so happy. And then they changed the song to something else, which she clearly didn't like. She just walked off stage in a huff. She was like, I'm out. I am out. I am not dealing with this, like, whatsoever. Not happening. But that was my trip to Ireland. It was educational.